So for this next lesson, it is again going to be designed for high school health, so 9th through 12th grade, and it's titled, How Far Do I Walk Between Classes? So the student objectives for this lesson is I want the students to be able to see how they can get some physical activity in just from walking and just from their everyday route. So the students would come in right away and I'd have them watch this YouTube video that I have up here. We're not going to watch the whole thing just to save some time on the lesson. So this is going to be like YouTube section, YouTube within YouTube.
Yeah, that's a funny joke.
Walking is the best exercise that we know. Walking helps us to maintain health. It helps as a preventative for certain illnesses and diseases.
When I have acquaintances that ask me, what do? I'm pre-diabetic. My blood sugars are high. I notice my cholesterol to be high. My first recommendation to them is go out for a walk every day.
We didn't evolve to sit around on chairs all day and watch TV or sit around and talk with one another.
Walking benefits the cardiovascular system for one. It helps keep your heart strong, helps keep your rhythm of the heart strong.
Certainly it's going to help you with muscle tone, it's going to help you with maintaining an appropriate weight.
Patients who may be prone to developing dementia do better in terms of their memory the more physically fit they stay. So getting involved in a walking group tends to help diminish those effects.
Walking makes us engage in moving the lungs in and out, so we keep our respiratory capacity. People who have respiratory illnesses, for example, walking is perfect. Walking allows them the exercise to get their heart rate stimulated, get blood flow increased to the legs, to the arms, to the brain, and maintains their respiratory status so they don't have to be
We're
out.
at 2 minutes, just or 2 minutes. So
Most
3 minutes.
antidepressants take roughly about 4 weeks to work. A better quick fix is walking briskly. Walking vigorously is an immediate antidepressant. Everybody that I see.
So I'm just gonna pause this video.
Best walking
It's got a lot left, and it's got other medical people that come on and talk about the benefits of walking, as opposed to just the ones that we heard right there. But so after I would show the entirety of the video, I'd ask the class right away, like, what are some reactions to the video? There were a lot of different health professionals on that video with a lot of different credentials talking about some of the benefits of walking. So I just want to hear, just what are your reactions, what are your thoughts on pretty much anything. This is just open forum right now. If anybody wants to jump in.
I kind of thought the dementia thing was interesting, where if you're more physically fit, your dementia would kick in less. And I also thought she said that walking is the best exercise we know. So, like, how do they compare walking to running in that? I just thought that was interesting. I don't really know how to say that question, but
I feel like I can't get in good enough shape by just walking, because I exercise, with athletics all the time, and I feel like I'm in horrible shape. So I don't know if walking, I just kind of am skeptical because I feel like walking wouldn't do enough for me, but these people, a lot of people in that video are a lot older than I am, so maybe when I get to that age you can't run because your bones are frail, so maybe it's more appropriate when you're that age.
I think that the point that they're trying to make in the video is that walking, it's better to be, because I know that you referenced your athletics and you are a very physically active person, but it's better to be at least walking than doing nothing and being completely sedentary. Like the guy on the video said, we weren't made to just sit on a couch and watch TV. So now I would step back and I'd have the students write down what some of their thoughts on the video were, and I would have the students do a little bit of time to write on their walk in school. So their walk between classes, so how far it is between classes, how long do they think it is, do they think it's a far walk, do they think it's a short walk, and then finally I'd like them to estimate how many steps they take in between their classes. Because what I would do now is the next activity is I'd have to get pedometers for all the students, and I'd have the students start by going through, starting out where they start their day when they enter the building. So if they park a block and a half away, that doesn't count. Start when they enter the building, and I'd like them just to walk their daily schedule. And this is the reason why I chose high school health, because high schoolers are going to be able to do this and be more trusted to do this than especially middle schoolers without being supervised. So I would be walking around the building a little bit to make sure the students were doing it. But I'd have the students get the pedometers and walk their daily schedule. And I have a chart on my laptop right now that I would have the students, I'd give that to them so they could see how many steps are in a mile. So they'd walk their schedule, and then they'd come back into the class. They would look at the chart, and then they would have time to analyze how many steps they took and how many miles it was, if any, or how many tenths of a mile it was. So just an example right now, I'm going to look. If you're 5'10", it takes you about 2,155 steps to get a mile. So after the students did that activity, they'd come back, and I would have them, again, write their reaction down to the activity on their sheet of paper that they already did the writing on. I'd have them write down what their reaction was to the activity, write down how many steps they took, write down if they were surprised that they were either so many steps or so few steps, and then I'd have them write down what, if they're not necessarily active, or maybe for an idea that somebody that they know that isn't necessarily active, what are some ideas that you could do to promote a little bit more walking in your day? If we would have had more time in the video, it would have said getting a dog is a great idea to promote a little bit more walking in your day. So things like taking the stairs, parking a block and a half away, things like that. And then they would turn that paper into me at the end of the class, and they'd be free to go.